Here's 6 fantasy series that were not written by a man named Brandon Sanderson. Sanderson tries to sneak into these videos so that he can force me to recommend his books, but we're going to keep him in jail, so that can't happen. I'm watching you. The Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wong has an elemental martial arts magic system that feels kind of reminiscent of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Different people and nations can wield different elements. Some of the characters in this book can manipulate water and ice. They can even create these blades made of ice that are basically unbreakable. The way the magic also ties into tradition and emotion is really well done. The Justice of Kings by Richard Swan. The Emperor's justices are granted magical abilities by the Emperor's power himself, allowing them to do things like use the Emperor's voice, which can compel people to speak the truth, or to use this voice to raise the dead for a brief period of time. This is the best series to start if you want a dark magic system. In A Wizard of Earthsea, there are multiple magic systems. Lesser arts are things like weatherworking and finding things, and higher arts are things like summoning or knowing the true name of something so that you can have full and absolute control over it. I don't think Ursula Le Guin created the idea of naming-based fantasy. She kind of popularized it. I think she arguably does it better than anybody. The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne has both a world and a magic system that are inspired by Norse mythology, and you have things like berserkers and seether witches that have these abilities, some of which are gained through bloodline, others that are gained from runes. It has so many cool magic-based action scenes. The Dresden Files by Jim Butcher has one of my favorite magic systems in fantasy, and this one's actually less creative. It's kind of a traditional magic system in a lot of ways, but Jim Butcher's execution is so good. Wizards have the ability to do something called thaumaturgy. They can create physical effects like fire by tapping into their own internal power. It utilizes some form of belief or faith. Some characters are given abilities by the fairy queens of either summer or winter, demonic entities that can grant power in various ways. There's just so many different kinds of magic. It's just done perfectly. Finally, we have... I'm sorry. He escaped again. He got out. He used his Brando Sando wizard powers to get out of jail. Here he is.
Accidentally wrote an extra
yes,
novel.
Brandon, I'm sure there's an amazing magic system in that, but we're not talking about you right now. Sorry about that. The Realm of the Elderlings by Robin Hobb has 2 distinct magic systems. The Skill, which is a form of like telepathy with other people where you can communicate with your mind or influence their thoughts, see through their eyes. And the other is the Wit, which allows you to do similar things but with animals. Even though telepathy is kind of like a basic idea for a magic, the way it is woven into the cultural norm and the way people have taboos and fears of some magics but not others is really fascinating. It also leads to some incredible plot moments. The way Robin Hobb writes this magic system is truly stunning. So there you have it. 6 great books, 6 great magic systems. Let me know in the comments, what are some of your favorite magic systems that aren't Brandon Sanderson or that are?
I accidentally wrote an extra novel.